So let's just look at the diagram of a rainbow and how does this looks like. In the exam they have never asked draw the diagram, but yes, you should know certain the application questions which they can ask from this topic. So if you look into the diagram, there are sun rays which are, you can see from here, these are sun rays which are falling on the raindrops. So if you look at the raindrops in the diagram, the raindrops are over here. So if you look at the raindrops, that's, you will notice there are 4 such raindrops which in the diagram they have shown. Why 4? Because the two of all these will show you how the two different rainbows are formed. One is the secondary rainbow and the other one is the primary rainbow, that is this one. So how are these secondary and primary rainbows are formed? So if you just look at the arcs which are formed here, you will notice there are 4 such arcs formed. So basically to draw these arcs or the rainbows which the arcs they form is nothing else but it's the midpoint of the distance between the eye and the sun. So somewhere from that center they use that center to draw these arcs. Now what you will notice in this particular diagram, that the lower rainbow is always a primary rainbow and the above one rainbow is always the secondary rainbow. There are always such cases happening. You never see one rainbow, there will be always 2 rainbows seen. Now why is this happening? It's because the sun rays which falls, they fall on every such raindrops. So there are certain raindrops which are at a higher altitude of a little, the lower one are the raindrops and the above one. So basically when these sun rays fall, they fall at the above arc also and at the lower arc also. So if a person, the observer over here, is observing towards such arcs, there are different angles formed with respect to the observer to these arcs. So if you look at these angles, they are called as the semi-vertical angles. Can you see these angles? These are all angles 41, 43, 51, 54. These are all semi-vertical angles which are formed with respect to the observer. So how does this works? If you look into the above raindrops, the reflected rays, these are the reflected rays, this is violet and this is red. So these reflected rays from the raindrop reaches up to the eye at a semi-vertical angle of 54 degrees and 51 degrees. So 54 degrees is basically for violet and 51 degrees is for red. So we can say from here that the semi-vertical angle is 54 degrees and 51 degrees respectively for violet and red color, and this is for our secondary rainbow. But if you look at the semi-vertical angles for a primary rainbow, it's 41 degrees and 43 degrees respectively for violet and red. So that's the one major difference between the secondary rainbow and the primary rainbow, that they differ in the semi-vertical angles which are formed by the observer. Now second major difference is, if you look at the drop over here, you will notice there are 2 total internal reflections taking place. if you look at this, this is my incident ray. The incident ray enters over here. There is two TIRs happening. Now which are those two TIRs? Is the first one is this and the second one over here. So basically there are two TIRs happening in my secondary rainbow. So due to these two TIRs happening, the intensity of the light, or we can say that the energy, that's the light energy, is lost inside these drops. But if you look at the primary rainbow, if this is my incident ray, you can easily see that there is only one TIR happening at this end. When there is only one TIR happening over here, you can also notice one TIR happening over here. So due to one total internal reflection happening between these raindrops, they are much more brighter as compared to the secondary rainbow. So this is the second difference, that my primary rainbow which is formed here is more brighter as compared to the secondary rainbow which is fainter. So you have now three total differences between primary rainbow and the secondary rainbow. Now what are these three differences? Let's just recapitulate in short. One with respect to the semi-vertical angle, second with respect to total internal reflections, third is brighter and a fainter, and fourth difference, if you look at the fourth difference, you can jot down these points later on in your notebook, which will help you to memorize and recall later on. Fourth difference is, if you look at the colors over here, you will notice that my violet color is the innermost color and my red color is the outermost color for a primary rainbow, and for a secondary rainbow my red is the innermost color and my violet is the outermost color. This is your fourth difference. So if you get a time, just go through and jot down these four differences, which will help you a lot. Thank you.